I met Marcos Garza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Like Millet might have won this. He did by 2/100ths of a second over Brandon. That S4 guy off turn 4 for the final time sees the checkered flag. It waves. It belongs to the 315. Checkered flag. Contact and Brian Rose wins it. A photo finish at the line. Oh, we got a wreck. Will Hewitt screw the trial for the final time, and oh, they're wrecking. Big trouble. Vincent Short sneaks through, and I think Short... Since opening for business in 2001, Chicagoland has established a rich history in its first decade of operation, particularly in IndyCar competition. In a series renowned for its photo finishes, the IndyCar series has produced the two closest finishes in series history at Chicagoland, with Sam Hornish Jr. beating Al Unser Jr. by 24 thousandths of a second in 2002, and Elio Castroneves piping Scott Dixon by just over 300ths of a second in the 2008 season finale. Of course, neither Dario Franchitti nor Scott Dixon will soon forget the 2007 contest that saw the Scotsman win the race and the IndyCar Series title when Dixie ran out of fuel half a lap from the finish. Chicagoland is no less competitive with the race car sport fenders. In fact, Kyle Busch is the only driver to win a NASCAR Cup Series race at Chicagoland from the pole, and only one other driver, Kevin Harvick, is qualified in the top 10 and won. Harvick also has the distinction of coming from the deepest in the field, 32nd, to win at Chicagoland, while Dale Earnhardt Jr., 25th, Tony Stewart, 19th, also emerged victorious after starting deep in the pack. Tonight, we decide a champion in a Black Horizon Brewing Company 258. It's next on HBR TV. Good evening, everyone. I'm Steve Singer with HBR TV, welcoming you to the virtual Chicagoland Speedway. Unfortunately, the only place we really get to race here anymore is in iRacing in the sim, but we're okay with that, I guess. At least we have something to get the niche or the itch scratched here tonight. It's the Black Horizon Brewing 250. It's the final race of the season. We will crown a champion here tonight. As qualifying just about underway. Let's take a look at some details here, though. 75 degrees. 45% humidity, track temperature 100 degrees and likely coming down as the sun continues to set here at the Speedway. Let's go trackside here for qualifying, see who's on the track right now. It is Sean Petchin. Again, keep in mind, if you want to know who the championship contenders are tonight, look for the red numbers in the timing tower. It's going to be Luke Strayer, Justin Bonnarant, Sam Fontaine, and Brandon Alphin. Those are the four drivers in championship contention here tonight, and it really just comes down to who finishes the highest amongst those four drivers. Petchin with some connection issues once again. We have seen that as of late. Quickly gets it righted here, back into the session without problem. Qualifying, a tough time to have that happen is if it comes out for too long. iRacing does have that possibility of not registering the lap properly. Sutphin, a 30.94, he's tops for now. Petchin across the line, 30.991, fourth quick on his first lap. Sam Fontaine on lap number 2 puts it second quick the first time around, 30.977 for Fontaine. Again, championship contender here tonight. Luke Strayer goes top of the board, 30.83. .880, still second quick for Fontaine. Brandon Alphin on the backstretch on lap 2. Josh Gagnon on track. .137, the fast time for Gagnon, put some P16 on the board. Meanwhile, Bondurant goes P2. Look at that, championship contenders 1 through 4. Simonson 31.202 on his first lap. .242 actually slowed a bit for Simonson on that second lap. Jacob Drift, 31.316, his first time around, out of turn 2 on lap 2. Meanwhile, Luke Knupp goes P2, breaks up the championship contenders within the top 5. Drifts second lap, a 30.944, 22nd quick. Alex Cummings on track, the number 63. He's got a new paint scheme on that truck tonight. PremierRacingSetups.com. Cummings across the stripe. Lap number 2 in the books, 31.039, 19th. That's where he's going to land. Looks like that is going to wrap it up for just about everybody. It seems everyone took an attempt here at qualifying. Nobody planning to start at the rear of the field. Just like that, we're ready for our starting grid. Let's take a look at it. The Black Horizon Brewing 250, again, the championship race here tonight. On the pole position with a lap time of 30.834 seconds. It's the number 41 of Luke Strayer. Outside front row with GC Racing, it's the 29 of Luke Knupp. Starting third, championship contender Justin Bondurant, lap 1 legend. Starting fourth with KJD2 Racing, it's Sam Fontaine starting fourth. Starting fifth, the number 21 of Brandon Alphin. Captain Crusaders driver, he'll start from the 5th position. Brian Sutphin also with KJD2. The number 26 starts in the 6th spot. Sean Petchin with Ace Racing, he'll start 7th. Cameron Ingram with Gunslinger Racing, he'll roll from the 8th position. With Ben Pierce starting 9th. Starting 10th, Jason Clark, the number 13 Brewer Motorsports entry out of Canada. Rounding out our top 10, starting 11th, it'll be Chris Dean, also with KJD2. The number 48 rolls 11th. Jason Dalton starts in the 12th spot. 13th starter, that's Jeremy Freer. We'll go with Freer. He's the number 4. Diego Sainz, the 44. He starts 14th. Starting 15th, Steve Miles. A few wins on the season. See if he can finish the season off with another one. He starts 15th in the number 7. Jacob Drift, the number 14. He'll start in the 16th spot. Matt Telder, the number 1, starts P17. 18th goes to Joey Lattiser, the number 23. 19th starter Alex Cummings, lap 1 legends number 63, and Cedric Ingram starts 20th. 21st goes to Josh Gagnon. 22nd, Tyler Brewer with Brewer Motorsports, the number 40. 23rd, Luke Simonson, the number 49 with GC Racing. Sam Barnes will start 24th. 25th, shotgun on the field, and it is the 12 of Asher Quincy. It's your starting grid for the Black Horizon Brewing 250. The field is off and away here for its first pace lap of, well, only one. We'll be going green the next time by, so don't go anywhere. So Luke Strayer and Luke Knupp. Tale of two Lukes at the front of the field here. Strayer, the 41 championship contender. The 11 of Justin Bondurant, championship contender. Sam Fontaine, the same in the 77. 21 of Brandon Alphin, the 4th championship contender. All these drivers starting within the top 5. The 29 of Luke Knupp, the only fly in the ointment here, spoiling it for these top 4. See how this race goes on now. Official iRacing pace car about ready to pull on off. We will be underway here from Chicagoland Speedway.
Green flag.
In front. Nupp fighting back on the high side. The number 29 Red Sim Design Machine. Big run on the top lane. Out of turn number 2. Nupp gets just about a truck in front of the 41. Not quite enough to turn down and clear. Maintains the top side. Builds some momentum. Now he comes down across in front of the 41. Not all the way to the bottom. He's got to block the lane to the 77 with Sam Fontaine as well. Luke Nupp showing some strength here early on at Chicagoland Speedway. Sam Fontaine up into the second spot. Then it's Bondurant, Strayer, Sutphin, Alphin. They go back and forth for position. Sutphin, the number 26, taking the high line. 21 is Sutphin on the bottom. Sorry, Alphin. Strayer, however, from the pole position, he slipped back to P4 already. I don't know if Strayer is just saving his stuff here again at a track like Chicagoland Speedway. It does somewhat reward tire strategy. No need to push this early on. It is a long race, 167 laps. Continues to slip through the pack here. Again, it might be by design. We have seen this a time or two. Strayer with a lot of pace. Knows how to take care of his stuff. New colors on that truck. Bondo coin, sponsor on that number 41. We got Cold Fire in the stream chat. Hope you have a great tonight, Steve. Well, okay. I got what you mean. I do appreciate it. Watching racing, it can't be all that bad. Strayer still running in that 6th position. Cameron Ingram, though, closing in. And I got to chalk it up here to tire savings. I think Luke Strayer just might be saving his stuff here for later on in this run. Maybe expecting this thing to go on for a while. So we got a big battle out front. Bondurant goes P1. Takes it away from the 29 of Nupp. Fontaine thought he was going to have a spot here to go P1. Not going to be the case, at least for now. Meanwhile, the 21... Brandon Alphin, he's worked his way in the high line behind the 77 of Fontaine. Bondurant's going to be fast, though. He's been fast all season long. Right now, your top 3 drivers all in contention to win a championship, and it's going to come down to who finishes where. The 77 finishes ahead of the other 3, well, he's going to be your champion. If the 11 finishes ahead of everybody else, he's your champion. Keeping it nice and simple here tonight, guys. All you got to worry about is who is the top driver amongst that championship 4. Goins in the stream chat. Yay, Chicagoland. I do kind of like this place. Top 8, top 10 starting to get away from the rest of the pack. Ten laps in already. Bondurant looking strong here at the front of the field, about 2.5 tenths back to Sam Fontaine. Fontaine and Brandon Alphin battling for that second position, but here comes Luke Strayer. Finally got his sea legs under him. Back up into P4, he was as low as, I think, 6th just a few laps ago. Starting to put the charge back on, working his way back towards the front of the field. Coldfire says these fellas are running. Looks fun out there. These guys certainly try hard. Again, the top 4 drivers all in championship contention, this being the final race of the Black Horizon Truck Series season. It's all about who finishes ahead of the rest, and I really believe, just like we see it in the current Cup Series, is the guy that wants to win this championship pretty much just has to win the race. I don't know that you can finish second here and still end up not losing the championship. The guy in front of you that wins this thing is almost guaranteed to give you going to be one of them 4 drivers. Anton Farr in the stream chat says crank it up. All right, we'll give it a shot. Hopefully that scratched the itch for you guys. Still out front though. Battle continues. No one running away with this thus far. 14 laps in. It's Bondurant, Fontaine, Alphin, Strayer, your top 4. Then Sutphin runs 5th. Again, you wonder why those top 4 are in red in the timing tower. Again, in case you can't find them later on if they're not up in the top 4. The red numbers indicate your championship 4. Sun continues to set here at Chicagoland Speedway. And track temperature going to continue to drop. It's going to change the handling on these trucks. It might tighten them up here as the run goes on later into the night. Again, a long race here tonight, 167 laps. Bondurant and Fontaine still less than 2/10 of a second apart. We'll just throw it into truck lengths. It's less than a truck length, well, maybe a little more than a truck length down into turns 1 and 2. Pretty evenly matched trucks here. Last lap for our leaders. 31.90 for Bondurant, an 89 for Fontaine, a 32.01 for Alphin, a 31.99 for Strayer. So all of these guys within a 10th, maybe a 10th.1, I guess you could call it, within lap time. These guys are very competitive. You see why they're championship contenders here. Cream always rises to the top, and you can see it here in the timing tower. All 4 drivers still in command of the top 4 with a shot at the championship here tonight. Try and check on some other battles throughout the field here. Brian Sutphin running in the 5th spot. He's got Chris Dean right there. Luke Nupp was strong very early on in the run. He has slipped back to P7. Cameron Ingram out his back window. Cameron looks fast enough to make the move here, but he's not being too aggressive. Got to respect that out of a guy, but early on in this race, just be trying to learn what he can learn with the drivers that are up ahead of him here. Maybe some contact. He gets into him. Little bit of contact with this 29 machine of Luke Knupp. Loosens him up. Ingram backs off the throttle, gives him an opportunity to save it. Got real lucky there. We were looking at our first caution of the night. Didn't happen. That was a close one. It's opened the door for Ben Pierce on the top side, the number 65 Toyota Tundra. Makes the move around. Luke Knupp takes that spot away. Knupp now back to 8th. Cameron Ingram now 9th. Just saying how the 5 seemed like he was sitting back there trying to learn something. I think he learned how not to make contact. Loosened up Luke Knupp just a bit. Thankfully, everybody gets away from it cleanly. No harm, no foul. Battle for the lead out front. Bondurant and Alphen going back and forth. Alphen, the 21 machine, that blue and black number 21, was on the bottom, switches lanes, goes topside. Sam Fontaine still runs third. Our top 4 championship drivers still run 1 through 4. Alphen makes a move, looks to the inside down into turn 3, has the run. Can he drive it to the bottom and slide it up the track? Bit of a slide job. Bondurant actually pulls back down, looking for a crossover off 4. Not enough, or is there? Bondurant to the inside. At the stripe, that was the last lap. I think Bondurant would be your champion, but it's not the last lap. Lap 24 goes on the board. Bondurant back to the point. Alphen up topside. He's going to have to find another way to solve this problem. Too early to talk about pit stops, but we'll just give you the tale of the tape here. 100% fuel load, so they can go plenty distance on the fuel cells. 4 sets of tires overall. That's 3 sets over the wall. So 1 on the truck, 3 over pit wall, 4 to work with throughout tonight. That's not a ton of sets for 167 laps here, especially if we get into some caution laps. Guys might be forced to make some decisions, but Bondurant now, a little bit of fall off with his tires. He's starting to slide back with that battle with Brandon Alphen. Alphen is taking the top spot. The fight now is for the second spot between the 11 and the 77. Bondurant maintains the second position. Bondurant was just cooling his tires. Started to pull away from the 77. Is closed back into within a truck length, maybe 2. Brandon Alphen. Bondurant back to the bottom. Really gained some ground there in the middle portions of 1 and 2. Alphen gets a slightly better run out of 2. Bondurant's going to tuck in the draft for a moment, dives it back to the bottom into 3. Still not quite enough. Alphen a little bit faster on the latter part of the lap. Turns 3 and 4 seem to be his strong suit. Luke Knupp still running in the 8th spot. Remember, he was super fast in the first handful of laps here. Has since fallen off. Got Jeremy Freer running in the number 4 machine, back P9. He's up 4 spots on the day. Cameron Ingram has given up that spot. Ingram still running top 10. Big mover on the night so far, though. It's the 63 of Alex Cummings. Started 19th, already up into P11 here, knocking on the back door of the top 10. Ryan Sutphin running in the 5th position still with Chris Dean out his back window. 2 truck lengths in behind. Sutphin in the number 26 machine, the KJD2 entry. Chris Dean still running in 6th, up 5 positions, started 11th here tonight. Tell you, Bondo's still looking pretty racy back behind the 21 of Brandon Alphin. Takes a look back to the bottom. Wants that lead back, wants that clean air, wants to be able to be in control of this race. With that, 32 laps are complete here at Chicagoland Speedway. We're going to step aside, get a side-by-side HBR TV side-by-side break out of the way. We'll be back after this. You won't miss a minute of the action. Stay with us.
I met Marcos Garza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Back at Chicagoland Speedway for the Black Horizon Brewing 250. Brandon Alphin continuing to lead over Justin Bondurant. Sam Fontaine, Luke Strayer, Chris Dean now up into the 5th position. at least for a moment, Chris Dean having an issue, maybe a connection problem. No, he's still there. Saw him drop through the timing tower for just a moment. Maybe a connection problem. He's back in it, though. Yeah, definitely connection problems for the 48. Still the battle continues now. This is for the 5th position. Luke Knupp, Chris Dean. Knupp in the 29, Chris in the 48. Christine still plagued with connection issues. It's getting pretty bad here. Hopefully it doesn't get him booted out of the server. If it gets real bad, he can lose complete connection and have to get back in. That would be a disaster for the 48, especially in this final race of the season. Jacob Drift down pit lane. Lap 42. I don't know if this is a planned stop or not. Matt Tellner, though, he's also in the pits, but he's got some damage, so that might be the reasoning behind it. No fast repair here in the Black Horizon Truck Series. Looks like Jacob Drift here, just 4 tires and fuel. Indeed, 14.8 seconds, the pit stop. It's quick. Then Pierce now down into the pits. Sean Petchin, Josh Gagnon, Sam Barnes. Race leader is still on the racetrack here, yet to pit. Bit of a challenge for the lead going on here. Justin Bondurant was battling Brandon Alpha, but now he's got to worry about Sam Fontaine. Sam on the outside, the number 77. Bondurant's going to come to pit. His first scheduled stop of the day, lap 44-45. Tires and fuel for the 11. The rest of the race leaders coming down now. Brandon Alphin, Luke Strayer. Fontaine stayed on the racetrack to lead a lap. Again, not really relevant as far as the points are concerned. It's just going to come down to who finishes out in front. Four tires and Sunoco Racing Fuel going to be the call for all of these drivers here, especially early on. Again, 3 sets of tires over the wall, so at this point, most of these guys make their stops. Down to 2 sets. And 121 laps remaining. Sam Fontaine down the backstretch has yet to make his pit stop. He's going to be kind of the gauge here, I think, to see how far they can go on fuel. Might be coming this time here. Truck seems a little out of the throttle. Indeed, he is. Dives it down off the banking, slides it around a little bit, gets her woed down. Tell you, no Zach Millett here tonight, but it certainly looked like it in the 77, trying to get to pit lane, getting all he can. Fontaine hits pit lane, still with the race lead before he even gets to the pit box. That will change momentarily. In the box. Crew around the right side. Right side tires have been changed. Crew around to the left. 4 tires in Sunoco race fuel for Sam Fontaine. Drops the jack. He's down and away. 15.45 seconds. Not a lightning stop, but a terrible one. He's down and away. And as he exits the pit lane, Justin Bondurant takes over the top spot. Ben Pierce, Alvin, Clark, and Strayer the top 5. Now with that, Fontaine's got slightly fresher tires. And Bondurant's pit stop lap 44, Fontaine was 47. So a few laps fresher may come into play later on if that trend continues and we stay running green all the way to the checkered flag. It may come into play later on this afternoon, this evening, as the sun continues to set here in Chicagoland. So Fontaine goes from P1 back to 10th. Now, the reasoning behind that is these guys had pit 3 laps prior to Fontaine. They were able to have a couple of laps under green with fresh rubber, which means faster lap times. So he's able to make up that track position, kind of get an undercut lead by pitting sooner than the race leader. Fontaine's already up into the 9th position, though. He's going to continue to work his way back towards the front because he's got fresher tires underneath him. Luke Knupp, lap 46, only 1 lap newer. But everybody else, it's 2 laps or greater, the deficit between Fontaine and the rest of them, at least north of his position from 9th up to 1st. Bondurant still with the race lead, but Brandon Alphin all over him like a cheap suit here. Bondurant giving up the lead here. Alphin, the number 21, trying to take it away on the bottom. Doesn't quite have him clear. Might have him out of 2 here. Slow truck up topside. Bondurant gets clear of that machine. That's the 49 of Luke Simonson. Alphin still trying to clear the 11. Can't quite get her done. Great battle for the lead here at the front of the field. Bondurant and Alphin. Alphin a little bit faster, and 1 lap fresher tires. Bondurant chasing, going back to the inside, wants to fight back for the lead. Bondurant really seems to prefer the clean air, doesn't want to be in traffic behind anybody. Continue to watch this fight for the top spot. It's kind of been that way. Alphin will take it away. Bondurant might lose some ground, but regains it quickly, goes back on the attack. Telder up top side, going a lap down. Alphin now a little bit more comfortable out at the point. Bondurant has slipped back to about 2.5 tenths behind the 21. Then in 3rd, it's Ben Pierce. Jason Clark is 4th. Luke Strayer runs 5th. Sam Fontaine, after his later pit stops, worked his way up into P6. The number 1 of Matt Telder still falling backwards here. Again, he does have some damage on that machine. Looks like he got into the outside wall pretty significantly. Right side scraped up pretty good. Right front fender pushed in a bit. Ooh, a little bit of contact between Gwinzy. I think that was Luke Simonson as well. Indeed, it was. Gwinzy checks up quite a bit, gets away from the 49. Fontaine kind of bottlenecked here for just a moment. 3 wide, out of turn 2, contact with Strayer and Fontaine. Both drivers get away. Maybe some superficial damage there, how these guys managed to save it. But Strayer and Fontaine, 2 championship contenders, coming door to door out of turn 2. Somehow they straighten it out and keep going. Cameron Ingram running in 8th, started in 8th. Meanwhile, Sam Fontaine jumps up into the 4th position. Gets around the 41 of Luke Strayer. Luke Knupp taking a look to the bottom here. We're going to go 3 wide again into turn 3. Maybe not. Strayer tucks in behind the 69 machine. Well, it says it's the 69. Here's the real 69. That's Sean Petchin. Not really sure who the other driver is. Number not matching the timing tower, so it's a bit of a guess. Brandon Alphin continues to lead over Justin Bonnarant. Ben Pierce runs 3rd. Sam Fontaine has fought his way up into the 4th position. Luke Knupp rounding out the top 5. Luke Strayer in 6th. We've solved the riddle here. The other 69 machine on the racetrack, it is indeed the 13 of Jason Clark. It's got the wrong colors on that machine. Ingram looking to the bottom here. This would be a passport position. Ingram running 8th. He's been there most of the night. Trying to put a challenge on here. Todd Cummings, anything past 20th? Yes, we put the split here. 25 truck field. Keep an eye on the timing tower. It does cycle through. It's Cameron Ingram trying to make the pass here on Jason Clark. Clark way up the racetrack. I don't know if he was trying to build a run or if he just blew the corner, but Ingram goes way down to the apron of the racetrack through the dog leg. Still not quite enough to make the pass. Not missing anything out front, guys. Still a half-second difference between Alphin and Bondurant for the first position. The 29 machine of Luke Knupp, and Sam Fontaine, Ben Pierce, the top five. Ingram just can't do anything with Jason Clark. He can get alongside, get 3/4 of the way around, just can't quite clear him. He's going to give it another go here down into turn one. Clark goes way up the racetrack again, definitely by design now. It's the longer way around, but it is faster. You can build that momentum, carry it down the straightaway, or the semi-straightaway here at Chicagoland, as it's not perfectly straight. Currently 19 trucks on the lead lap. Telder, Simonson, Alex Cummings, Tyler Brewer, Asher Gwinzy, Jeremy Freer. All down a lap or more, or in the case of Freer, out of this race. Ingram completes the pass for now. Jason Clark trying to fight back to the bottom. It's kind of what we thought here. Ingram definitely had the pace. It seemed that Clark was holding him up a bit. So Ingram puts 2-3 truck lengths on Jason Clark. Ingram now up into the 7th position. Out front, though, the lead getting larger for the 21 of Brandon Alphin. He's starting to drive away here from Justin Bondurant. It's an over 1 second advantage back to the 11. Pretty big distance back to the 29 of Luke Knupp. It's about 4 full seconds from race lead back to the 3rd place. Fontaine runs 4th, 5.3 back. Strayer 5th, 5.5 back. Again, all of our top 4 championship drivers within the top 5 currently. Lap 73. We're going to take another HBR TV side-by-side break. We'll step away here before pit stops. We'll be back after this. Stay with us.
I met Marco Scarza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Back at Chicagoland Speedway, Brandon Alphin still out front and continuing to dominate here. Second, Justin Bondurant looping up third. Sam Fontaine, Luke Strayer, your top five. Not much has changed out in the front here as far as our championship four are concerned. Brandon Alphin still maintaining an over 1 second advantage as he's going to put the 40 of Tyler Brewer a lap down. Got to expect pit stops to start happening here pretty soon. Saw drivers come to pit lane as early as lap 40 on their first stop. That was Matt Telder, though that might have been impact related. So let's go with lap 42. So coming up on 84, if everybody's sticking to the same strategy, expect to see guys peel off the racetrack here and come to the attention of their crews. Other side of the coin, Brandon Alphin's pit stop lap 45. So again, things being equal, let's pretend it's going to be lap 90 for race leader of the 21. There it is, Jacob Drift. He was one of the first previously. He's one of the first now down pit lane. Locked up the tires, coming to slow down to get the pit road speed. Hopefully he got it slowed up in time. Likely to be a 4-tire change here. Lap 85. He's down and away. Again, 3 sets of tires over the wall. They've burned 2 sets now, so 1 set remain. Continue here under the green flag. No cautions as of yet. And we've got Haley in the stream chat. Missed you last night, Haley. She says, happy racing, Steve and everyone. I have to wake up super early. Take care until the next race. Haley, thanks for at least checking in. Always appreciate it. We understand it's super late out where you're at, so get some sleep. Good luck tomorrow. We'll see you at the next one. Jason Clark down pit lane. I don't know if we just missed it. Luke Strayer is now down a lap. Looks like he just finished his pit stop here at lap 84. It's a good stop. 4 tires and fuel, 14.8 seconds for the 41. Back out front, though, Alphin with a 2-second advantage over Bondurant, continuing to stretch that lead out. So lap 88, again, we talked about it a few moments ago. Expect the 21 to hit pit lane in and around lap 90. Looks like Fontaine, new second place driver, 8 seconds back as Bondurant has hit pit lane. Diego Sainz, Steve Miles also in the pits. Bit of damage to the right side of that number 7 truck of Steven Miles. Like I said, he's got a few wins here on the season. Certainly a tracks that he excels at, but having some struggles here early on. So Alphen with a race lead here, 8.4 seconds, his advantage over second place now, Brian Sutphin. Sutphin getting around Fontaine. Here comes Bondurant, though, on the charge, trying to go back towards the front. He'd be the first truck one lap down, but he's trying to get there and get it back beforehand. Doesn't have to worry about that. Again, the way this race is going, we're past halfway. Haven't had a caution as of yet, knock on wood. With Sam Barnes, dive into the bottom to go around the 21 of Alphen. And Barnes made a pit stop here at lap 86. Looks like Alphen's trying to stretch it out a little further. Fontaine stays on the racetrack. Remember, his strategy was to go as far as he could. He pit with the race lead, but he did it very late, about 3-4 laps later than everyone else. Now here comes Brandon Alphen, coming to lap 92, swings it into the pit lane, gets her woed down. See how Brandon can get this pit stop executed here. Get in and out, nice and clean, no mistakes. 4 tires and fuel. Let's see if he can do it. Don't want to throw this one away. It's the second to last stop of the season. Into the box, very clean entry into his pit box, right side in the air. Tires and fuel. To no one's surprise, Jack is down. He's down and away. 15.42. Not the greatest of pit stops, but gets down out of there. No mistakes. Rejoins the fight. Meanwhile, Brian Sutphin, your race leader, might be coming up the back of the 21 here. Could put him a lap down here. Won't last very long as Alphen cycles out just behind the race leader, so he's going to go in. He should be able to take this position away just strictly on pace alone. Doesn't matter, though. Sutphin's going to come to pit lane as well as Chris Dean and others. Sam Fontaine follows him down to the pits as well. Let's watch the stop for the 77. Highest running championship contender, at least for now. Remember, Bondurant finished his stop already. That was at lap 87. He's going to cycle back around and take some position away here from the 77 of Fontaine. We're like watching 2 races in one here. We're watching the race between these 4 drivers with the red numbers in the timing tower. That would be for the championship alone. And then it boils down to the rest of the drivers in this race. Could just be for the race win. Could just be for the balance of the points paying positions here tonight. But again, as we said very early on in the broadcast, be a pretty safe bet to say that one of our 4 championship contenders are going to end up with a checkered flag here tonight. It's Justin Bondurant, your race leader, over Brandon Alphen. Now Alphen's 4.7 seconds back from Bondurant. That seems like a lot, right? It is, but it's really not. Alphen's got 4 laps newer tires underneath him than Bondurant. Over the course of this run, which we expect to be between 40 and 45 laps, is likely going to chew into that lead. So with everyone's pit stops complete here, we're going to take another HBR TV side-by-side break. Stay with us. You won't miss a minute of the action. We'll be back right after this. Stay with us.
I met Marcos Garza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Chicagoland Speedway, the Black Horizon Brewing 250, the last dance. Justin Bondurant currently your race leader in championship contention. 20-winner Brandon Alphen been pretty dominant here tonight. He's only 2.5 seconds in the rears. Maybe half the front stretch, half the back stretch, 3/4, who knows. Starting to close the gap, though. It was about 4 seconds plus when we went to break. Currently lap 104. One more pit stop to come. Expected around lap 125 to lap 135, depending on who we're talking about. Jason Clark in the stream chat says, was fun till I got wall slammed. Yeah, that's never fun. I will say this much, nice job saving it and keeping the caution from coming out. Speaking of that, 105 laps under the green flag here. We've yet to see the yellow drop. Again, we'll continue to knock on wood and hope that that stays the same. Telder gets in there 3 wide, sends Miles into the fence. Miles made a pit stop at lap 87. He's going to come down right now. I don't think this would be within his window, but maybe he's got some repairs that need to be made. Jason Clark talking about getting wall slammed. Seemed to be a bit of the situation we just watched here with Stephen Miles. He was certainly the unlucky recipient of that safer barrier. He's going to bolt 4 tires on. His 3rd stop of the day, so I have to imagine this is his 3rd set of tires and his final set of tires, but no, he actually leaves the session, so he is all done. He's checking out for tonight and this season. Not the season ending he wanted. Had some wins here this year. Things just didn't pan out the way he anticipated. Meanwhile, Bondurant, still your race leader, but Alphen is continuing to cut down that gap. It's less than a second here, lap 107, coming to 108, 60 laps to go. Again, they do have one more pit stop to get out of the way cleanly without penalty or mistakes. And Alphen is coming now, he is right there. Down to 7.5 tenths and closing, still lap traffic between these two. Alphen still just finding the best way through. '79 to Josh Gagnon goes topside. Right on board with Alphen as he closes the gap to the race lead here. Justin Bondurant. Where did I get Josh from? Riding on board with Brandon Alphen. He's right there. Less than half a second, the difference. 3.5 tenths. The way this race is played out, if we stay green, if I'm Brandon Alphen, I'm just going to pit when Bondurant pits. Seems that Brandon has the long run speed, so he's on equal footing with the 11. That's really going to boil down, though. In Bondurant pit lap 87, Alphen pit lap 91. Bondurant could push it all the way to the end of his fuel economy. Alphen, though, making a look to the inside here, down into turn 3 for the race lead. Slides up the track. Side by side, almost contact between the 11 and 21 at the stripe. Too close to call. Maybe it was Bondurant, maybe it wasn't. We don't know. It doesn't matter. It's lap 113. We got plenty of racing left. Fontaine and Strayer, the other championship contenders, have slipped back to P7 and P8 respectively. This is the battle for the top spot and the championship, essentially. Bondurant and Alphen. Alphen tucks in behind, had a go at the race lead there for a moment, but has not been able to complete that pass. Out of turn two, Bondurant still with the lead. Alphen is right there. Switching lanes goes to 21, maybe a crossover coming. Alphen had a big run out of turn number 4, but Bondurant drops it all the way to the apron, shortcuts the track a bit. Watching this right now, it does seem that Alphen's got a little bit more pace than Justin Bondurant. He can get close, he can tuck up, get alongside even. Get that pass completed though, it's tough, but he's going for it here down into turns 1 and 2. Slides up the racetrack, a little bit of contact, maybe it was close if there wasn't any. Continuing to watch this battle for the lead. Coming to 50 laps to go. They are starting to wind down here at Chicagoland Speedway. Alphen all over the back bumper. Taking a look again. Out of 4 though, different strategy here for Alphen. He seems to be a 1 and 2 kind of guy. Trying it out of turn 4, had a run even on the bottom. Alphen on the low side, Bondurant up top, still side by side through turns 1 and 2. Bondurant with the top lane. There's where the momentum is. He's able to defend with that good run out of turn 2, down the backstretch into 3. Put the truck length on the 21 of Alphen. Got Accelerator in the stream chat. What a battle. I have to agree. These guys have really put on a show here tonight. Alphen has been pretty dominant most of the night, though. It's a bit of a change of course, change of pace, I guess you could say, for Alphen running in P2 with Bondurant out front. Bondurant's had a fun season as well. Should have one more win in the column than he does. Go back to California Speedway, that last lap out of turn 4. Wreck coming to the line. Took the blame for it, went to the back. Either way, still able to make it into the championship 4. He's find himself into a position here where he could take home this championship. Still plenty of laps to go. Brandon Alphen would love to have a say in that conversation. He's been pretty dominant tonight, but this section of the race, probably the 2/3 mark, it's been all Bondurant. Frankly, watching this battle, it does seem that Brandon Alphen does have the pace that if he were to get by the 11, he could probably drive away. We did see that in the first third of this race, that he was clear. He took the lead, put about a 2-second gap on the 11. And as it stands right now, these drivers, there's 4 laps of tire difference between the two of them, and Bondurant's are older. It shows the advantage of clean air and having the lead, how difficult it can be to pass at tracks like this. More so in the truck than anything else. See momentum coming into play quite a bit here with the Truck Series. Got to keep those RPMs up. You got to keep your speed up. Shed as little as possible in the corners. Alphen slips now 0.4 of a second. I don't know if he's cooling his tires or if he's just burned them up trying to get by the 11. He's at a point where he could make it to the end here. He could pit right now. Bolt on some fresh tires, his last set. Maybe undercut Bondurant, make the pass in the pits. Those of you watching, I certainly am not going to beg, but if you're out here watching, whether it's on a phone, an iPad, Android tablet, however you're watching, if you can hit that like button, we certainly do appreciate it. Gets more eyeballs on the stream, more eyeballs on the channel, and certainly more eyeballs on the league itself. You never know, you might be able to pick up the next best driver for your league. Next best group of drivers, you don't know. It's free and easy to do. You guys can go ahead and hit the like button. We do appreciate that. Continuing to watch this battle for the lead, Bondurant and Alphen. Alphen backed it off about 4.5 tenths there, has closed it back down to less than 2. Meanwhile, Sam Barnes in the pits, the number 22 machine. 41 laps to go here from Chicagoland Speedway. Final round of pit stops are approaching us briskly. It's a matter of really strategy and decisions here at this point in the race. Yes, you could go further. These guys pit between lap 87 and lap 91, at least our top two. 40 to 45 laps seem to be the fuel window. They're right about time. Certainly make it to the end here if they were to pit now. Sam Fontaine is starting to work his way back up into the top 10. He runs P6, 11.5 seconds behind this battle. Luke Strayer runs 8th, 14 plus seconds back. Still caution free for the last 128 laps. If nothing else, that is super impressive. I don't believe it's not the first time they've done that this season. These guys know how to get it done. Race clean, race effective, race fast, race hard at the front of the field. That's what we're seeing here. And the 11 of Bondurant's going to pit lane. He's trying to play a game there. Was hard into turn 3, but then checked up. Alphen goes to the point. Bondurant in the pits. I got to imagine he's still going to take 4 tires. It's too close of a battle between himself and Alphen to not. Or does he gamble? We'll see. Right side's going to go up here. Four tires and fuel for Justin Bondurant. Brandon Alphen, just as we kind of expected. As soon as Bondurant pits, here comes the 21. Jason Clark says it's either too many cautions or none. We don't mess around. Well, that is evident, and honestly, I can truly say I don't recall a race, there may have been, but I don't recall a race this season that there were too many cautions. As they say on Door Bumper Clear, I don't recall any shish shows at any point, so you guys have done just fine. Alphin down and away, rejoins the fight. Final stop complete. Looks to be clean and green. No mistakes for the 21. Meanwhile, Brian Sutphin, now your new race leader. Of course, he's going to have to pit as well. The cycle of green flag stops underway once again. If ever we were to get a caution, now is the last time in the world that we would want one. Let's get everybody done here as far as the pit stops go, and then we'll worry about the yellow. Let's group them back up then, but nobody's got any tires left. As it sits right now, Sam Fontaine runs P3. Might as well be the lead, because if this race were to end right now, he'd be your champion. As it sits right now, top 11 trucks on the lead lap, but for how long? Sutphin as the race leader, he's going to come down pit lane. Chris Dean's going to take over the top spot. Lap led for the 48, Sam Fontaine into the second position, 3.5 seconds back. Anton Farr, big thanks to HBR TV for the great iRacing coverage. Anton, I certainly do appreciate that. I'm my worst critic. I know I've said it before. Just glad you guys enjoy it. Certainly do try hard over here. Fontaine still on the racetrack. I don't know how this is going to pan out. At least drivers with fresh tires, we've seen it happen a couple of times. Fontaine kind of going to the end of that fuel run and not pitting until the very last minute. Those guys out there on fresher tires are just cutting into that lead more and more and more. The longer you stay out there, the more track position you lose. I know the whole term, you follow the leader, you're going to follow the leader. It does apply. But right now, with the fall off that these Goodyears have, I don't know. If I'm Sam Fontaine, I want to come down right now. Granted, maybe he's gambling a bit. Maybe he's hoping, I know, we haven't had a caution all day. Maybe he's like the insurance companies. Well, you haven't had a yellow / crash. Maybe you're due, so we're going to raise your rates. Well, maybe Fontaine thinks that the caution is due. He's going to hang out there as long as he can, cross his fingers. If the caution does come out in the position that he's in right now, there's only 6 trucks in the lead lap, but no, he's coming to pit lane right now. So throw that all out the window. The 77 of Sam Fontaine making his final pit stop of the day here with 31 laps to go. Cedric Ingram, your new race leader here at the front of the field. Number 19, closing in on Cameron Ingram. That will put Cameron a lap down. Or more. Cameron runs in the 9th position, just ahead of race leader Cedric Ingram. Cameron has made his final stop where Cedric has not. Now he comes down pit lane. He locks him up. Ooh, that might have been too fast. Who knows? So just like that, Justin Bondurant cycles back to P1. Brandon Alphin, 1.2 seconds. Out the back window of the 11. He's going to have to close that gap and then eventually try and pass Bondurant on the racetrack. Looking back on things, if I were Brandon Alphin, I almost would have tried to make that pit stop prior to Bondurant coming down into pit lane. Too little too late. You can't undercut after the fact. We'll see, though. Bondurant seems to be a lot faster this last 2/3 of this race than he did the first third. Again, the first third doesn't pay any money or win any championships. Yeah, you got to be in it. Bondurant, so he's putting the 41 of Luke Strayer 1 lap down. That leaves 8 trucks on the lead lap. Strayer likely seeing his championship hopes go up in smoke here. 28 laps to go. So final round of green flag stops are complete. We've got 26 laps to go here from Chicagoland Speedway. We're going to take a quick break, get HBR TV side-by-side activated once again. Stay with us. You won't miss a moment. We'll be right back.
I met Marco Sgarza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Back at Chicagoland Speedway, the battle for the top spot here with 20 laps to go. Bondurant with it. Alphin in behind, right to the back bumper. Lighten up the tailgate of Justin Bondurant as they work through the corner. Alphin going high side, trying to build a run out of turn number 2. Down the back stretch, going to pick up the draft off to Bondurant. See if he can make a move down inside turn number 3. Goes top side once again, going up on the high lane. Bondurant goes down low. Crossover maybe coming. Don't know if he's close enough. Doesn't appear to be. If Alphin learned anything about that last run on tires, you've got to try and make this pass sooner than later. Get it done, get away. Advantage certainly goes to the race leader. Clean air is king. It's all the downforce on the nose of that truck. Kind of go where you please. Lap 150 of 167. It's going to come down to these two. The race win and a championship. Alphen was really strong there in the midsection of this race. Hasn't been able to solve the riddle of Justin Bondurant since the last couple of pit stops. Hasn't sniffed the front since. He's been just sniffing the exhaust out of the back of that number 11 machine for quite some time. I'm sure he's tired of it. Wants to make the pass here. Less than a truck length off the back bumper here, lap 151. Man, Alphen is quick right now. You can see it. Last lap for Alphen, 32.16. Bondurant, 32.26. Alphen back to the bottom, almost contact off of two. He's going to get more and more aggressive. Bondurant making that truck 8 feet wide. "15 laps to go from Chicagoland Speedway. This is the battle for the race and the championship. Bondurant leads. Brandon Alphen runs second. Sam Fontaine a distant P7. Luke Strayer even further back, 13th, 1 lap down. Alphen's got to find something, find some way to get around the 11 here. And I have to start wondering, how desperate does the 21 get? How aggressive does Brandon Alphen get here in the final laps as we continue to turn them? No cautions so far. These two are still just 0.2 of a second apart from each other. Alphen can't seem to get around, though he is running faster laps. Bondurant goes way to the bottom, shortcuts the dog leg, comes back up the racetrack. Alphen backing off again, trying to regroup, cool the tires, try and set up another run. Deficit now just under half a second. Bondurant back to Alphen. That time Bondurant a 32.22, Alphen a 32.38. Deficit not changed much between the 11 and the 21. It's still under half a second. They're working to turns 1 and 2. Bondurant still with the lead. Now it grows a little further here, over half a second out of turn number 2. Bondurant might be kicking things up a bit. Alphen gets a good run down the straightaway into 3. Bondurant drives it way deep into turns 3 and 4. 10 laps to go from Chicagoland. 10 laps to decide a season here in the Black Horizon Truck Series. Bondurant with the race lead. Started things out a little rocky here in the season, but so far so good here in the finale. continues to stretch it out now over the 21 of Brandon Alphen. It's just under 6/10. It grows to 6/10 into turns 3 and 4. Don't know if Alphen is just trying to cool the tires for another charge. If he waits too long, though, it's going to be too far to make up the deficit. 9 laps to go. That is not a lot of time. Bondurant continues to turn laps here, consistent laps. At 32.27 the last time, Alphen to 32.41. Gotta wonder if Alphen has burned his tires off. They are 1 lap newer, but that doesn't say a whole lot. Wasn't able to make the pass with 4 lap fresher tires on the last run, and he's seeing his championship hopes continue to drive away in the Illinois sunset. Out of turn 4, coming to 7 laps to go. Justin Bondurant still with the race lead and continuing to chip away and increase that deficit back to the second place running machine of Brandon Alphen. So strong through much of this race. Frustration, I'm sure, starting to set in. The driver, the number 21, is Bondurant. Clicks off another quick lap here with 6 to go. Still about a full 10th faster than second place, Brandon Alphen. He now grows to 8/10 of a second back to the 21. Five laps to go. Justin Bondurant continues to run consistent laps. Just needs to do that for 5 more circuits around Chicagoland Speedway. He's got just about a full second advantage over Brandon Alphen and continues to extend that lead. Brian Sutphin back in the 3rd spot. He is 9.1 seconds back. Not likely to be a factor. Again, a caution would change a lot of this. Jason Dalton, we haven't talked a whole lot about here this afternoon. Running in the 4th position in that number 2, the KJD2 entry. Started 12th, solidly within the top 5. Jacob Drift, early to make the pit stops here this afternoon, has done it really since the first opportunity. Drift is up 11 spots, started 16th, looking at a solid top 5 here today. Sam Fontaine also quite a ways back, 6 seconds behind Drift. Not likely to affect that top 5 at all. At the stripe, Bondurant puts 3 laps remaining here at Chicagoland. Two laps to go for the 11. 2 laps for a checkered flag and possibly a title. Some lap traffic to contend with here on the backstretch. Bondurant taking his time. He's got some room now. White flag in the air. Final lap for the 11 of Justin Bondurant between a checkered flag and a championship. Started in P3 here this afternoon. He's dominated the final 2 stages. I call them stages. As far as pit stop stages are concerned. Never looked back. Brandon Alphen is so strong early on through the midsection of this race. Got close, unable to complete the pass, and has since drifted. But out of turn number 4, Justin Bondurant, your Black Horizon Truck Series champion and race winner here from Chicagoland Speedway. Brandon Alphin's going to finish P2, Brian Sutphin 3rd, Jason Dalton 4th, and Jacob Drift bringing it home with a solid top 5. And he blows it up doing the celebration. Not going to tech that motor. Justin Bondurant blows her up here on the celebration. All well and good. We're going to step aside, get our final break out of the way. We'll be back with our top 3 after this. Stay with us.
I met Marcos Garza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Back at Chicagoland Speedway, the Black Horizon Brewing 250 in the books. Justin Bondurant with the race win and the championship. Let's see if we can get a word with our race winner and newly crowned champion, Justin Bondurant. Justin and Steve in the HBR TV broadcast booth, are you with us?
I got you, man.
Congratulations, Justin. Started in the third position, got this thing out into the wind, in the lead here, mid-portion of the race. Basically, after that second stop, never looked back, man. Talk to us about your race, pit strategy, and how you got to the lead and defended against the 21 of Brandon Alphen there late.
Yeah, I was just talking to him in the other chat. That first run, I thought I had more pace than him at the end, but with him on the outside, I could not get by him. So that was something to put in the memory bank to remember later on, that you want to be in front even on older tires. So I just tried to undercut him every single time. That was pretty much my strategy. Get in before he did.
Certainly seemed to pay off. We watched that happen a little bit. That second to last pit stop, I believe you came down lap 87, and I think Alphen was lap 91. So he had fresher tires, but even at the end of that run, he was able to get alongside, almost make the pass, not quite clear, and you were still able to drive away. So that really might have been the difference maker in the win and the championship here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was blocking him there and holding him down to the line as tight as I could. Obviously being in that position earlier in the run, I knew, you can't really get a run or you're going to take the guy out. So luckily we raced each other clean, and it was fun.
Certainly a great battle to watch between yourself and the 21. Congratulations again on the race win here tonight and the championship. Certainly something to look forward to rolling into the next season, which I believe we switch cars. We go into the Xfinity Series, if I'm not mistaken. How do you feel about next season?
Yeah, it'll be different. I don't really run that car much, but it'll be a new challenge, and I was glad to get the championship here on our last run.
All right, Justin. Well, again, congratulations, man. Who do you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Shout out you as well. Also, shout out the whole team, the LOL team. Not sure if everybody's coming back next season, so it was fun running with them for the last couple seasons.
All right, Justin. Well, thanks for talking to us, man. Hopefully we see you next season at Xfinity, and good luck.
Thank you.
It's Justin Bondurant, your race winner and champion here in the Black Horizon Truck Series. Next, we're going to go to our runner-up, Brandon Alphen. Tough break for Brandon. Thought he had this one locked up. Just wasn't meant to be. A runner-up finish here tonight at Chicagoland Speedway. Brandon, it's Steve in the HBR TV booth. You got us?
Yep, I got you.
Brandon, congratulations, man. A job well done. You fought hard all night long. I thought you were going to lock this thing up early. You had a dominant truck early on, but it looks like the undercut kind of bit you in the behind here. Justin Bondurant coming to pit lane there a little bit earlier, able to come back on the racetrack, forcing you to try and make the pass. Not able to complete it. You got pretty close a bunch of times, man. What could have been done differently for you to take this championship and win tonight?
I just pitting that last pit stop. I wanted to come in a little bit sooner because I realized how much time that he gained on the stint beforehand, and so that's what I wanted to do. But obviously, I didn't get it done. So, that's really about it. I don't know as far as in the truck. I mean, it's just Chicagoland on when you get on old tires, it's just hard to pass. And there was a couple times I stuck my nose in there, but I mean, I don't want to be that guy that wrecks us both out and that kind of stuff. Though, even though I thought it was a lot of fun there running with Bondo. Really, the whole night. I thought we had some good battles and stuff. So it was a lot of fun.
Really a testament to the quality of driver here in the Black Horizon Truck Series. You're talking about going for a championship and a win here tonight, and said, well, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to wreck him for a win, this, that, and the other thing. Well, we went caution-free all night, so you're certainly not the only one out there with the mindset of, I'm not going to wreck a guy for that, and that's really cool to see. Clean racing, good racing. We saw a lot of that tonight, and again, congratulations on it, and a P2 finish here tonight.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Like I said, well, I just have to figure out what we could do a little bit better for next season, and then just kind of get back to work on it.
Well, speaking of next season, I think we're switching over to the Xfinity car, if I'm not mistaken. How do you feel about your odds next season? A little bit different here with the truck?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I've raced in a couple Xfinity leagues and stuff, and I mean, I definitely race the truck a lot more, but Xfinity, I don't really run a lot of B officials or anything like that, so it'll definitely be different. So that's something I'm looking forward to, as far as just kind of seeing, especially how different they drive compared to a truck. So I feel like you kind of, at least in my experience with it, kind of got to drive it a little more off the right rear. I mean, especially at your tracks like Homestead and that kind of thing. So definitely be a change of pace, but I think it'll be a good one. And just kind of see what we got, I guess.
Well, Brandon, we are certainly looking forward to it, man. Again, congratulations on tonight. A great season as well. Who do you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, just shout out to all the teammates at TIX or Captain Crusaders, I guess I should say. We renamed our team name this year. Just got to give a shout out to all the teammates, and then also as well sponsor and Dale's Pools, and then give a shout out to you. Like I said, I know I privately messaged you, but I want to get it on air too. It's always fun going back to watch your broadcast, man. I enjoy it, so you do a great job, and it's definitely something I look forward to.
Well, Brandon, I certainly do appreciate the pat on the back here. We try hard here at HBR TV. It's, for the most part, a one-man show. Once in a while, we get a couple of guys up in the booth, but it's not for a lack of trying, man. We really do appreciate it when you guys are happy with the product we put out here in the broadcast land. So thank you for that. Again, congratulations, and we wish you the best of luck here rolling into next season with Xfinity cars.
All right, appreciate it, Steve.
Have a good night, Brandon.
All right, you too.
Last but not least, and he's not even last, he's third place. It's Brian Sutphin. Well, Brian up into the broadcast booth and get a word with our third place finisher. Brian, it's Steve in the HBR TV broadcast booth. Are you with us?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Brian, congratulations, man. A P3 finish. You started sixth. Anytime you can finish higher than where you qualified, we'll call it a good night. You weren't here for a championship tonight, but you were here for a solid finish, and that's what you brought home, man. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, first of all, I congratulate old Bondo winning the championship. He ran good all season, absolutely blistered it tonight. So congrats to him. He's a very deserving, good driver. And, my race, I don't know. My tires give up on me a little bit there at the end of the first run, and kind of came to life the second run. And then after that, I would chip away maybe a little bit here and there at the leaders after I worked my way up to third, but pretty much just trading tenths, and maybe I end up with one or two every now and then, but never had a chance to make up any of that lost track position on them with it being caution free.
Well, either way, you were a contender here tonight. Anything could have happened. Again, you said it yourself, caution free. Caution would have changed a lot here tonight, I think. Who knows how the results would have ended up, but it would have been interesting to see, but it didn't happen. It didn't come to fruition. All we can do is look forward to next season, and that's going to be in the Xfinity car. Do you have much experience, if at all, in the Xfinity car rolling into next season?
Actually, I'm going to take a break this summer, and I'm just going to finish out the short track Super League here on Thursday nights, and then I'm going to take a break and do a few other things this summer, but I'll probably be back in the fall. But the Xfinity car, it's just like anything else. You just got to hop in it, get used to it, figure out what it likes, what it doesn't. And I've run a fair amount in that car, so we should get along just fine.
Well, you're certainly not the only one that takes the summers off and takes a break from iRacing during the better spring and summer months. I can't say that I blame you for that, but we certainly wish you back and hope to see you soon here in whether it's Black Horizon or GLSR, one way or another, man. It's been good having you here tonight, good having you here all season long, and again, congratulations on a good third place finish here tonight.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. I'll see you next time.
Anybody you want to shout out to before we kick you out of here?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to my KJD2 teammates. I think we sewed up the Team Points Championship tonight, which is our first time being able to do that in this series. It's really, really tough with the competition in here to win a team championship. So that was pretty exciting. And just shout out to any of my family and friends that are watching tonight. guys at GLSR for allowing us to race in this series, and you for putting on a good broadcast. It was been a great season, and look forward to a little rest and relaxation and coming back in the fall.
Well, certainly enjoy it, Brian. It was good having you, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Thanks, buddy. Have a good one.
It's Brian Sutphin, your third place finisher here from Chicagoland Speedway. You heard it from him himself. Going to take a break here over the spring and summer. Again, can't say that I blame him. I would take a break too if I had the opportunity, but we got races to broadcast. You know what? I'm okay with that. So with that, let's take a look at our race results. Of course, we talked to our top three finishers already. That was Justin Bondurant, Brandon Elfin, Brian Sutphin. Fourth place was Jason Dalton. Fifth place went to Jacob Drift. Sam Fontaine was P6. Cameron Ingram, 7th. Chris Dean finished in the 8th position. Ninth place finisher was Cedric Ingram. Sean Petchin was 10th. Diego Sainz brought it home in the 11th position. Sam Barnes was 12th. Luke Strayer, championship contender. He finishes 4th in the points tonight, 13th on the racetrack. Joey Laddister was 14th. Ben Pierce, 15th. Alex Cummings was 16th. Josh Gagnon finished in the 17th position. Tyler Brewer brought it home 18th. Matt Telder was 19th. Luke Simonson, 20th. Asher Gwinsey, 21st. Steve Miles finished in the 22nd spot. Luke Knupp, strong truck early on, finishes 23rd. Jason Clark, 24th. And Jeremy Freer finishes 25th, 116 laps down. That's your race results here from the Black Horizon Brewing 250 season in the books, championship in the books. It belongs to Justin Bondurant as well as the checkered flag here tonight at Chicagoland Speedway. Thank you guys all for tuning into the broadcast tonight and all season long. We certainly look forward to next season. We're going to stick around here with the Black Horizon Truck Series. It's not going to be a truck series though. It's going to be the Xfinity cars. More details to follow. We'll certainly announce them here as soon as we have them. In the meantime, follow us at hbrtv1.com. Details there as far as the Facebook page, the YouTube page. Also, if you click the live tab in the upper right-hand corner of the page, you can watch all of our live broadcasts on YouTube from that particular page. Also, with YouTube, we talked about it a bunch tonight. Like, follow, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Every stream that we put up, it really makes a big difference. I know we talk about it post-race every week. Maybe we should talk about it pre-race. I don't know. But hit that like button. It makes a huge difference. It brings more eyeballs. It kind of activates the YouTube algorithm and gets our product out in front of the faces of different people that may or may not necessarily be looking for us, but could be interested. You know how it works. Those likes really go a long way, so we do appreciate them. If you can just click the button, it does us a lot of good. So it's going to wrap it up for us here at Chicagoland Speedway. I'm Steve Singer with HBR TV. Again, congratulating Justin Bondurant, your champion of the Black Horizon Truck Series and race winner for tonight's Black Horizon Brewing 250. Thank you again, everyone, for watching. Have a great night.